Hey, I'm Maggie Williams, and we're back for the third episode in the series on the business model canvas. And today I'm talking about customer relationships. So customer relationship is how we relate to that customer segment that we've chosen, and we do so through different channels, but also in different ways. And it's, relationships in general, of course, are one of the most difficult topics in the world, but in business there are different drivers for relationships with your customer, and in general there are three drivers. The first is customer acquisition, getting a customer in, simply starting the relationship. Then there's customer retention, keeping the relationship going, and then there's boosting sales, which is called cross and upselling. Is that if somebody is your customer, of course you want to get more money out of that relationship in a business sense. Cross-selling is selling related stuff, so for example accessories, and upselling is going through higher levels, so for example selling the follow-up or selling a more expensive model. So these are the motivations for these customer relationships, and how you do these things in your relationship with your customer is a big influence on the overall customer experience. And of course these things work completely different when you have your customer relationship with a bank, or with your favorite bar, or with your supermarket. But these type of drivers are always in there from a business perspective, that is. So the different types of customer relationships. Of course there's personal assistance. That can be personal assistance in the shape and form of somebody on the telephone, but it can also be live. Then there's dedicated personal assistance. So for example, if you have more than 100,000 euros in the bank will give you your account manager, and will always be talking to the same person, whereas if you have less than that, you just go in general to the call center or to whoever is on duty at that moment. There's self-service, so in all different kinds, say from the gas station to the other things. Automated services, so there can be an extended self-service or a simulated personal assistant. Now we have, of course, here you see the picture of Anna from IKEA, but also many web shops have an automated service where you talk to a bot, and of course you have maybe you have fought with it as well, or tried to what you can say to it and how it will react, and maybe naughty words or whatever. But these are automated services, so there's not a real person behind there, but they get through a lot of the questions already. Then there's communities, more and more, for example banks, or what kind of other services. I'm in a community at my bank. I cannot think of what. For example, the Action. They also on Facebook have a very large community where not from the side of the company you get help, but from the community of people that use the service. So in terms of the bank, it can be starting a discussion or pointing people towards services. But in case of the Action, people have all sorts of tips about how to use certain products to create your own, whatever home decoration style you want to do. And then there's co-creation, that in some cases the customer is really part of creating the overall experience. So there are different types and levels of customer relationships that also have different cost, amount of time and dedication needed to build them up and organize them. Then there's the customer relationship life cycle, as said. So especially when you talk about things where you have an ongoing relationship, something that you buy from the market once, you don't have a long-term relationship, but especially with things like your phone provider or your internet provider or your bank. Sometimes your supermarket, there you have a longer life cycle. So, and that is, here it says, awareness of that the brand or product is out there, some knowledge to actually get to know the product, consideration, so I can choose this brand or that brand or that brand, selection, you choose the one, then of course when you have it, you are satisfied or less satisfied. If you are satisfied, you can have that you can recommend it to friends. Of course, this is one of the strongest ways of the strongest benefits that a company can have. And then there's brand loyalty. Okay, if my dishwasher breaks down, I buy the same brand because I was very happy with the current brand or other products of this brand. So when you think about your own project, think about where are your opportunities for getting in new customers, when there are customers, keeping them in as customers, and maybe boosting sales. So are there opportunities for cross-selling, upselling, accessories, more expensive versions, these kind of things. So in relation to the value proposition, it is really important to think about what type of relationship is a match for our value proposition. So don't immediately think about, oh, we should do everything on the internet because it's cheaper, or we should, or you maybe think it's more expensive to set up a whole database, etc. So we'll just answer all questions via the phone at the first instance. The thing is, you think of how to build up the relationship in a way that is a match to your value proposition. So don't think in it purely in a functional or purely in a cost-effective way, but think about how you build a relationship with your client that is in line with the type of value proposition that you are offering. And then of course, what is central to the value proposition? Your customer segment. So you have different customer segments, and it can be that different customer segments expect you to establish different type of relationships. And of course it can be that more than one type of relationship should be possible. One of my biggest annoyances was recently with my electricity bill, when they send everything, they do it through email these days, and I said, I don't want that. I want just maybe get a letter once and now and then that I can actually, put in my file. And they said, well, I'm sorry, but you can, if you want to, you can choose to do everything via paper, or you do everything online. And the mix is not possible. So they are doing that. I'm not happy with it, but that's their choice. So they have a segment older people or non-digital people and a segment digital clients. But is that what your customer segment wants or expects? So those are the questions to ask. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back.